Conan the Barbarian has left his comic book home once again in search of new adventures with a publisher in a strange, faraway land. So, as some of you probably know, Conan is no longer at Marvel. They got him again a few years ago, and it's already done. And so it has been announced that he will be at Titan Comics, who will be producing new comic books of Conan and other Robert E. Howard properties starting in 2023. And along with Conan, Titan Comics has already said that they're planning to put out comic books with Cole, Solomon Kane, and Dark Agnes, along with other Robert E. Howard creations. So if you're like me, you may not be familiar with Titan Comics, but I looked them up. They are a British publisher with some deep reach into the US market. They put out magazines for Star Wars, Star Trek, and The Simpsons. And they put out those big magazine guides to various different properties like the Marvel stuff, Star Wars, Buffy, X-Files, you name it. And so on the comic book front, they of course put out a ton of licensed comics. So you're talking Doctor Who, Blade Runner, Cowboy Bebop, Minions. There's a ton of Robotech stuff they put out, and Sherlock. And it really looks like they have a pretty good grasp on how to play with these big properties and put out high quality comics and magazines of them. And that includes new Elric comics. They've really been hitting it on the Michael Moorcock stuff. It looks really gorgeous when I look at the sample pages. I mean, this is what I want in Sword and Sorcery comics. And I hope they can bring something that looks this nice to Conan. I mean, some of the Marvel comics in recent years have looked nice, but I really do miss that traditional Sword and Sorcery look. And it looks like they've got that down pat. And I didn't even know these new Elric comics existed, so I'm definitely going to check these out. I am a little sad that it didn't work out with Marvel. Obviously, there's a lot of history there, and some of their comics were good. I actually just finished Jason Aaron's first run on Conan the Barbarian, and I actually enjoyed it. He actually becomes quite good once he gets past that first issue. So some of the comics were good, some of them were bad, and I don't know, I just didn't really understand the overall direction Marvel was taking him in. If you want to see kind of a summary of my confusion about the whole thing, check out my King Conan #1 review. Marvel just seemed very interested in having him appear in the modern Marvel universe and making him an Avenger. And of course, Savage Avengers was really the only thing that I could see that seemed to be kind of a big hit as far as the new comics went with him. And I still haven't picked it up. Conan as an Avenger is just not something I'm all that interested in. I'm sure it's a great series. I will eventually read it though. But honestly, Marvel's main interest just seemed to be in reprinting the old stuff. And they did a really great job with the coloring and stuff. They look gorgeous, but I haven't really picked any of that up because I own most of that stuff already in one form or another. Titan Comics has said that they're going to continue the reprints, and so hopefully they'll be able to keep everything in print so people can still enjoy those classic stories. But what I'm really looking forward to is seeing the new stuff that they put out. I'm looking forward to new Conan, new Cole, new Solomon Kane. I think that'll be awesome. This looks like a very promising publisher. I'm cautiously optimistic. We've been promised a lot of things in the past, but hopefully Conan has found a new home that is worthy of the Barbarian. All right, guys, like and subscribe for more videos. And until next time, see ya.